Alright, what's up everyone? It's Sam from 64 Wheels back more diecast, and today we're going to be taking a look at Hot Wheels' third release of the Elite 64 line, the Liberty Walk Lamborghini Aventador LP 704. Huge name, but huge on detail. So I would say this is Hot Wheels' most controversial line so far. They've taken a lot of shit for naming a line Elite and having less than Elite castings in it. And I kind of agree with that, but the latest one, the Lamborghini here, does kind of change that, because this casting, I believe, fits the Elite name more than any of the other two that have been released so far. So, like I said, this is the third release of the line. It is number 4, as you can see there on the card. They've released the entire line out of order. So the first one was the Chaser, which was number 2. The second one was the Mercedes, which was number 1. The third one, the Lamborghini, which is number 4. And then the third actual number 3, like, the card number 3 is the 1969 custom or modified Mustang, which was supposed to come out before this. It was scheduled to, it was on the calendar, but it didn't. I don't know. Mattel's been having some mix-up, because I know some people actually got the Mustang and the Land Rover that is up next, which is I think 5 or 6 when they were supposed to be getting these. So I don't know really what is going on with them, but I'm happy to have this. This is a really nice release. I bought a few of them. As you can see, I tried to buy at least doubles of every Elite 64 so I could have one in the package and one open. So one thing you'll notice about the packaging here is that this time they added that little bubble on the bottom of the card keeper, which is excellent, because now the card stands straight up rather than these, which just fall forward, look horrible. And if you're making an Elite line, the packaging also needs to be Elite. So now they have added that little bubble at the bottom, which is awesome. So one thing I did also notice, when you turn these around, on the back, they give all the detail of the car. So like on the Chaser, it says, you know, it's this long, this weight, blah, blah, blah. It's a custom car. This is a race car. It has all those too. The stats on this Elite level expensive, nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing on this NANA. Like, they couldn't measure one. They don't have one to measure. I just don't understand that we're on the most Elite expensive, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's not the most expensive, but the most premium line that Hot Wheels has, and they're still not even completing the card art. Like, what is going on with them? I have no idea. But this casting is excellent. So like I said, this line has been kind of controversial because a lot of people online are voicing their opinions and that these cars are not up to Elite level. And like I said before, I do agree to that in some aspect, because the first one, the Chaser, they took a lot of bad comments the very first time they showed this, because it had painted taillights. They took that video down, that promo video down, and they ended up releasing this one, which has these light pegs in it, which make it look, to me, they make it look bad. The lights aren't even really square. You can kind of see they're crooked. The detail on it's good. Like, the paint looks good. The wheels are excellent for Hot Wheels. It's got a full exhaust. But when you compare it, like, look, that roll cage looks good. When you compare this to mini GTs or a Tarmac in relatively the same price point, the Hot Wheels is not going to win the detail contest. So they released the second one, which was a bit better. This Mercedes, it does have good detail, but then you can see the gray roll cage, and it doesn't look that good. It looks like a toy. Like, that just looks like not nicely done plastic. Like, I gave M2 a lot of shit for their really bad roll cage in their IROX, but this, it fits the car, but it doesn't look that much better. I'm not really too pumped about how, like, plastic and toyish this looks. And when you're talking about an Elite level car, it should look better than that. But overall, this casting is nice. The wheels, again, I think the wheels on this series are the best thing about it. This one has better lights. They don't have those pegs. They look a bit cleaner. The detail on this one got better, but again, this taillights, they're like tampoed and they're not done super great. Not Elite. Then we move on to the Lambo. This has good paint detail all around. The wheels look excellent. It has these treaded tires that have a little lip on the outside or the inside on both of them. Is there a little scratch? Oh man, there's a little scratch on that. That make it roll pretty well. So It rolls okay. It doesn't roll. The Chaser rolls excellent. The Mercedes rolls okay. The Chaser is the best rolling one of my collection so far. This one isn't bad, but you can take these off. These are like little thin rubber. There you can see I moved a little. The bottom of the chassis on this one is not as detailed, but in real life, this has like a flat floor, I believe. So you can't see any of the detail anyway. So that's probably literally accurate on the real car. So you can see the tampos on this one. They look pretty good. They're the black. It's not super lined up right there. You can actually read that it said, as it says, LB Aventador Works. Look at the metallic in that. Crazy metallic. You can actually read that, the Liberty Walk slogan, imagine all the people living life in peace. It's got the little Japanese flag, which is not totally centered. It's got the like faux looking rivets around the bodywork, which are pretty lined up. The headlights on this look decent. I think they did a good job. Mine has a little bit of a smudge on that one. Not bad there. Man, the metallic is so metallic. The Lamborghini logo is definitely better than the Lamborghini logo I just did on the Car Culture. What is it? Spettacolare series, but it's not good. Like, you can tell that's what it's supposed to be, but again, why is Hot Wheels having such a hard time with tampos when other companies are nailing it for less of a price point? So I don't know what the problem is there, but that's not the best. Also, mine still has a little bit of metal work where they like didn't clean the casting off before they painted it, so that's kind of a bummer. But that is specific to mine. And I also noticed this little teeny tiny chip right there, and then right there by the wheel too. Actually right there too. So I don't know if it's coming off as I'm touching it, or if they were just that way, because I basically opened this and then started doing the video. Like, I wanted to make sure I take the removable parts off nicely on a video. So other than that, the car looks pretty good. The detail is good. I think they nailed the dimensions. Again, the wheels look fantastic. Great wheels in this line. So one of the reasons I say this is the most elite looking of the elite line is because of the removable parts and the look of it while the removable parts are on and off. So it has 3 removable parts. First one is this wing. So you basically fold it forward right there and pull it out. So there you can see it has just 2 little tabs. And then you have the back bumper, which is in 2 little like placed pegs. There you can see the holes in the back bumper for the wing mount. So you could technically drive it around or display it without the wing, and it looks pretty good without the wing too. I think I prefer it with the wing, but then you get a closer look at the taillights, which look pretty good. I'm not thrilled about some of the detail. Like, it looks a little sloppy, when I think like a mini GT or something probably would have given us actual like plastic taillights. We're getting painted taillights, but they look decent, especially from like 10 foot from back here. So the license plate is not the best either. I did notice this on the body line. So this side pushes in all the way and touches the body, where this side, it does not. So that's about it. And I don't want to break it because it is plastic. So that's all you get. So there's a little bit of change on the body lines on each side. So as we pop this off, you just kind of take it. Let me see if I can do this. There it goes. Off like that. And there you can see it has 2 posts on either side, one right there, that slide into these little holes right there and right there. So then after we get the rear bumper off, you can see those twin turbos there. I like the casting of it. Like, I think they did a good job molding the turbo and the exhaust system, but where is the detail? This is an elite model, and those are, I assume, air filters that are spray painted. Like, it looks like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. Like, they just spray painted this whole silver. Like, why is there no detailing on this elite level model? There definitely should be some more detailing on it. Nice cast, but I think it needs more detail. So the third part that comes off is the rear engine bay glass, and how I took it off before is I used the edge of the spoiler right here, and then I kind of pushed it in right here, and then just kind of, let me see if it'll work. Oh, come on. Did I do it right? Of course, I took it off to practice. There it goes. And you just kind of push it up right there. And then, oh, did I just do that? Damn. Okay, hang on. Let's try it again. Here it goes. Oh, come on. How did I do that before? There it goes. Okay, so that pops off and it puts those 4 pegs in there. It's a clear piece of glass. I mean, it looks good. It's nicely detailed. It's tinted. I wish it wasn't so you could see the engine bay a little better. But since it comes off, it doesn't matter anyway. So there is the engine bay. You can see that the intake on top says something. There's tampos on it, but I can't read what it says. So then you can see the crossbars in blue look great. Mine has a little bit of like glue residue back there in the corner as well, which I'm not thrilled about, but I might be able to get it off. But again, if this is elite level, best of the best, there shouldn't be glue marks on it. I don't care how many you make. If this is the best, make it the best. So another thing about the engine bay, like the exhaust looks good in the engine, but I wish there was some more detail on this. You can see how nicely it's detailed. There's a ton of different like tubes and various parts going places, but it's almost all lost in just the black void of the plastic mess that it's in. So a little more paint would have been nice to have on this because it's so nicely detailed. Like the casting is so nicely detailed. Like look how badass that looks. That looks gangster. But they could have made it look better. And I want to open a car and be like, man, I want to, even though it's not the price of Atomica limited vintage, I want it to be like the detail of that. Because when I open it up and see like plastic mold, like the silver exhaust tips don't even have black in the center, which would have been an easy thing to do, or just like molded them in a little bit farther. I don't know. Again, though, this casting is still what I would consider the most elite of the 3 so far because of the detail, because of the removable parts. I mean, that engine mold is great. So it looks pretty clean. It does have mirrors, which have the silver. It's kind of hard to see. It has a silver, like paint on the inside. Is that a thing in the paint? Oh, no. Okay. Which have silver on the back side of the mirror, which is pretty dope because the proper mirrors on castings make a big difference. So the interior, that's the part I didn't touch on. So I have my flash on right there so you can see it, but there's not a ton of detail in it. It has like that silver painted console, but they made the windows tinted so dark that you can't really see into the interior. And I'm wondering if that's by design so you can't see the lack of detail in it, because in my opinion, an elite level car should have like, you should be able to see like yellow seat belts or a blue matching like dash or steering wheel or something. And all you get is that little like silver center console. So to me, this has a little bit of work that could be done. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the release. Now, I'm not saying that they couldn't have done better, because obviously I think they could have. But for the price point, I think this is the most elite casting that we've gotten so far. So as you can see, this one just snaps back in place and then it's in there. It's not falling out. These little pegs just snap right back on, just like that. Push them in. As you can see, I did it again, and then the fitment is still a little bit off. I'm going to give them a slight pass on that because plastic parts that are removable do have some movement to them. So even though I would like that body line to be cleaner, I will take the removable part over the matching body line. So let's see. Whoa, put this wing back on. So it just kind of goes like, I'm trying to remember how it goes. Yep, it goes like this. So you just kind of push it in those holes like so, and then like that. And that should be it. Is that it? There it goes. So it is nice and sturdy, like it's not coming out. You can kind of touch it a little bit without it moving. You couldn't put a bunch of pressure on it because it will end up coming out, but it looks good like that. Like if you could set it in your shelf, it's not going to come off. The wing isn't going to come down or anything like that. So that is very well done. I will say Hot Wheels did an excellent job overall with this casting. So in comparison to these other 2 cars, this one, the sole moving part one before that, I think we've now exceeded the level of the first 2. So hopefully that means we are only going to go up from here, because there are a few hiccups on this one still that I would like to see corrected. But overall, I'm very happy with this car. I think it looks good. But the big question is this car at, what was it, $20 or $25, which is like $30 to $40 shipped, is this worth that much compared to what is on the market, like a Mini GT or even like a poster car, for example? So I just bought this Lamborghini Countach off eBay. It was $12, and it doesn't have moving parts, but the detail on it looks so much like, look at the red seats, look at the red dash, look at the, like, I mean, look at the brake calipers, look at the rotors, all the things missing that this one doesn't have, that they could have foregone the moving parts and just gave us more detail to get to that elite level. But this one, like I said before, I will say it's a pass for me because it does have the removable parts that are very nicely done. So, but you do have to consider when there's other stuff on the market like this, Hot Wheels you can't sleep on that stuff. Like, they really need to step up their game, even with their elite stuff, just to match the $15 cars from other brands. So let me know what you think of this car in the comments. Do you appreciate that they added the moving parts? Like, do you think this is the most elite casting of the three? Or do you like one of the other three or other two? Or are none of them elite to you? Let me know in the comments because I'm very interested in hearing what you guys have to say and your opinion. Also, I will be doing an unboxing. I bought not a bunch. I bought 3 of these poster cars that I'm going to do an unboxing of because they look so good. And for such a cheap price, I mean, look at the base even. The base looks great. It's got like hypercar collection. So cool. So Hot Wheels really needs to step it up before they get snatched out of their own game by the up and coming brands. But at least we're headed in the right direction with this one. So again, let me know what you think of these in the comments. If you're a fan of the Elite 64 line, if you like this Aventador, if you bought it, how yours fits, if you've opened it and all that good stuff. So man, this sweet car though. Really sweet car. So I really appreciate watching. This has been Sam64 Wheels. Like and subscribe as always. I really appreciate you watching. All the links to my social media and different channels are down in the link tree in the description, as well as my unboxing videos for both of the previous Elite 64 cars. And when the number 3 Mustang comes out or Land Rover, whatever's next, I will get that and do an unboxing and we will compare all of those ones again. So I appreciate you watching and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.